Okay, let's start from here. Like I told you, we want to talk much about the southeastern part of Nigeria. So, in case you are from the southeast, I'm going to your village this afternoon. Yes, so it concerns you so very much. Increase the volume of your radio set in case it's raining around you. Okay? Now, Engineer Ben Aka is here with me in the studio. And we're going to be looking at all of these issues back to back, from IPOB to all other issues. And to the fact that, let's take it one after the other. A few days ago, IPOB, came out to tell Indigo in Lagos, to reject a purported letter written by some stakeholders calling for dialogue between Igbos and the Yoruba residents. But the spokesman of IPOB, Ima Powerful, claimed that the dialogue was only meant to lure, the Igbo traders in the state from changing their minds about relocating their investments to the southeast. And recently, we've also come out to hear, the Yoruba say that they really don't have any issues with the Igbos. That's months after the election. We begin to hear that they really don't have issues with the Igbos and all of that. But there are still pertinent questions, very important questions that need to be asked. As regards the Igbos relocating from, Lagos, sometimes when people make some statements, we need to critically look at it. Those that are for and those that are against. Will it benefit the Southeast? Would it be a kind of a disadvantage to the Yorubas, to the Lagosians and all of these things? So I just want us to look at it critically. Now, what do you think generally as regards this statement made by, Ima Powerful, as regards the Igbos, advising the Igbos in Lagos to make sure that they do the needful by, not putting everything down here and then at least remember home. What do you think? Let's start from there.
Yeah, I suppose you need my opinion now.
Of course.
First of all, Ima Powerful doesn't have to tell anybody that. Every Igbo man knows that. Ima Powerful, of whoever he is, would have just been playing to the gallery. The truth is that inside every Igbo adult, he knows that when he's outside Igbo land, he is not home. He's in a place that is not wanted. He's in a place that he is not admired. He's in a place that I can describe as hostile environment. It will definitely explode, whether it's in the north or it's in the west. The truth of the matter is that the Igbo man has never been welcomed in most other parts of Nigeria that is not Igbo. And that's just simply because we are not the same people. We don't think the same way. We don't behave the same way. We are not crafted the same way. It's not that the Igbo man is bad or that the other groups of people are bad. No. What they could see as right, we may see as wrong. And that is why when the Yoruba man says he has no problem with Igbo man, it's a statement of fact. But who are the Yoruba men that have problem with Igbos? It's the political class. And it's the political class that determines what happens in society. Every other person follows. At the end of the day, you'll find that those that say that they don't have problem with Igbo people are not in a position to do anything when the Igbo people are being persecuted, marginalized, or even killed. It is good to come now that the election is over. Put another election tomorrow morning and tell me whether this dialogue will still go on. Of course not. That is the truth. I've lived in Lagos for probably 50 years now, going to 50 years, and I can tell you that I am one of those who have realized, even before I came into Lagos, that wherever I am, I should regard myself as a foreigner until I get back to the Igbo land. And that's a statement of fact. Do you want me to say more about it?
What do you mean when you say Igbos have never been welcomed elsewhere in Nigeria? Because we know that, I would always say, I've said it on this platform a couple of times, that my village, na Igbo man, or na Igbos, na open them up. I don't think there are places where Igbos go and they're no asked to settle. So I want to ask or find out more. What do you say? What do you think? I mean, what do you mean when you say Igbos are not welcome wherever they get to? I mean,
well, it's the nature of the Igbo man to open up places because they look for opportunities, and those opportunities lead to development. That's what they do. And many times, those developments that you now bring to a community breeds a lot of jealousy, breeds a lot of animosity. People don't understand why you should come from the east to Lagos and you become wealthy. And those Lagosians who are here are not as wealthy as you are. People don't understand why you should come from the east to Lagos and they put down a ballot box and you go and throw in a vote to influence who is going to rule you where you are. They don't understand it. You see, the thing is that we all, Nigerians, have got to come out of pretenses and understand that we are made up of different nationalities, and that these nationalities have different behavioral patterns, and they should organize themselves in those nationalities. That is why we are talking about renegotiating the terms of existence in Nigeria. We need to renegotiate it. I don't mind being in Lagos and I know my rights and my do's and don'ts because I am in a land that is not mine. But those rules must be there. It is wrong to tell me I'm a Nigerian and all Nigerians have equal rights wherever they are.
It is wrong?
It's very... Let me finish.
Okay.
It's wrong to tell me that.
Okay.
And then I move and I establish myself in Akure, and I find that in Akure I cannot do many things because I'm not an indigenous. And if I do them, I get even killed. I mean, take simple things like owning property, real estate. It's been a big issue in Lagos. Very big issue. These real estates that are developed is what brings development to the states, is it not? It brings population, it brings in money, it brings in development. That's why Lagos is developed. And that's why they say Igbos are contributing to the development of wherever they are. And those are positive issues. But when other people look at it as negativity and use that to get angry with you, kill you, chase you away, deny you rights, then there's a problem there. It is even said that today that the properties that are being demolished in Lagos are maybe 90-95% Igbo properties. And
90 to 95?
That's what people say.
Okay.
I don't doubt it. Why I don't doubt it is that if the Igbos are the majority of people who are developing properties, and the government has these properties, they will be the principal people that will be affected. I don't doubt it. But what my problem is you find that most times there are certain demolitions that you start to wonder. Is it because that man is an Igbo man? Or is it because he's not a Lagosian? Because you find somebody, he has C of O, he has... I give you an example. There's one gentleman that lives in Lekki. His name is Barrister, K.O.P. Odideka. In fact, a street is named after him.
Okay.
He has a property there. They've been trying to demolish those properties. They give different issues. All the properties there have C of O. They have approved plan. They have everything. They are not in any drainage, whatever.
Okay.
At the end of the day, come and say, okay, I think you didn't build it according to the plan. Let us look at the house all over again. Houses that have been there for over 20 years. You know, you just find, okay, your next door neighbor, if you go to that Lekki and they're trying to demolish, and the demolition is actually correct,
Okay.
and legal, because there are infractions, those that will be affected will be Igbo people, because it's Igbo people that are building them. I'm not looking at it that way. I'm looking at it that these guys probably have got approvals from you to build, otherwise they won't even build. Why did you give them those approvals? If you are giving them the approvals and they are wrongly obtained, the people that gave them those approvals wrongly, what is happening to them? What liability do they take? If I'm a government official and I act on behalf of the government and I do something wrong, government itself must take responsibility somehow for my actions and go back to find a way of disciplining me according to my terms of engagement. That's the way I see it. I may be wrong, but it is something that is very, very serious. It's not only in Lagos or anywhere. It happens in Abuja. It happens in Kano. Let us ask a question. How many times will Igbo people be massacred outside Igbo land before they know that they are not accepted? Should it be only once? Right from 1954, it's been a recurring decimal. When it ends, when massacre ends, we are told, okay, don't worry, let us talk peace. There'll be a cosmetic treatment. But the root problem is still there. That root problem is defining the terms of relationship.
Maybe I should also further ask what you feel the problem is within the problem of the Igbos, in Lagos and in some of these, generally in Nigeria, because you are saying that the Igbos are not treated well in some parts of the country, and we begin to ask questions. What is it exactly? Why do you people, or why does the Igbos have this mindset, or why is it happening? Why do you think it is happening in the first place? Why?
Because we are who we are.
Who are you?
We are Igbo. Because we are who we are. I've told you that for a start, our lifestyle, our DNA, the way we are made, we are people who are very, very progressive, who are very industrious, who are forever looking for things to conquer. And then you enter a place and they find that you don't belong here, but you've conquered the entire environment. It leads to envy, it leads to anger, it leads to desperation on the part of the people there. And maybe because we also live well. Let me say well. Some people say Igbo people are very noisy when they have money. They celebrate very high. And therefore the neighbors start to say, who is this man? Why is it this way? Maybe we are too loud. But being loud alone, for me, does not attract the kind of animosity that is vetted on them, vented on Igbo people. I don't think so. If you check, there is no individual, be he Hausa, be he Yoruba, be he Fulani, be he Edo, be he Urobo, be he Soko. There's no individual that is completely a saint. Each individual has one or two downsides. But when you take the people as a race, look at their upsides and look at their downsides and tell me which is bigger. Their downsides are smaller, much, much smaller than their upsides. Why is it that is the little downside that people look at and use that to destroy you? Even during the last election, if you do another election in Lagos and I'm here, I will not vote.
Why?
Because I got manhandled myself because I'm an Igbo man.
No. You got manhandled because the election went that way. Is it? I mean, or you got manhandled because
the election booth, at the voting booth, because I'm an Igbo man, and because they have the impression that I was going to vote one way or the other. I want to be given the opportunity to vote. So, if we agree we are different nationalities, and during the election, it's only people in this particular nationality that should vote here, We make it a
Election sometimes is sometimes marred by irregularities, violence, and all of these things. So you shouldn't personalize it.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Don't think of mad. We are talking of the practice. These are not isolated issues. It was the practice. You know, the certain laws are written, some are not written. We are saying define and write these laws so that we know what they are and we obey them. Let me tell you something. Igbo people live in Saudi Arabia, they prosper. But there are rules of engagement, and they know it. There are boundary conditions. There are boundaries they don't cross. If you said they should not vote, they won't vote. If you said they should not acquire property, they will not build. If you said they should not have bank account, they won't have. But let these things be clear. That is what we need to renegotiate our stay. If this is a country that is free for every individual, let it be free. If it's not free for every individual, let it be defined, my level of my boundaries. I cannot live here and believe that when I have children here, bring them up here, they are Lagosians, when they are not. For example, many of our children have only visited the East. By the time he's 30, maybe he's visited the East twice. And on each occasion, 1 month. But whatever he's doing, you refer him back there. Where he knows nobody, where he's not related with anybody. We need to renegotiate these things, honestly.
Don't you think that idea, that aspect has been watered down? I mean, it's like you revisiting the past.
I'm not revisiting any past. It's even exacerbated now. It's even gone much more, to the skies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gone much higher now. I never experienced it when I was in the university. I never experienced it when I was in secondary school. I never experienced it to this level, maybe 20 years ago. But the level it is now, we must come out and face it. And talk about it. Let's stop denying it. It exists. Let's stop denying it. We're all in denial. But the damn thing is burning under the table. And very soon the house will be ablaze.
Maybe you should also look at it from other perspectives, other angles. Do you think that you're claiming that the Igbos are not treated well? Have you heard from other tribes, other persons from other ethnic groups in Nigeria to find out what the situation is like?
Well, they have to present their own case. I've heard a lot about what they think the Igbos are doing wrong as a tribe. I've heard a lot about it. And I haven't been able to make sense out of anyone. They are too noisy, they are too proud, they are showy. Okay. They are very much after wealth. They don't care about any other thing. I don't know. They haven't made sense to me. But what they say makes sense to them. So that's the problem. That's my view on these issues.
Imam Powerful said something. He said that Igbos living in Lagos State should reject a purported letter written by some stakeholders calling for dialogue between Igbos and Yoruba, residents. Do you believe in such a dialogue?
Why should there be a dialogue if we are denying there's a problem? The idea that some people are saying less dialogue means that they accept the problem exists. And that's what I've been saying. Let us sit down and define our levels of interaction. Have complete rules of engagement. If you go into the football field to play and you don't know the rules of engagement, you'll be committing foul all the time. But if you know the rules, let us know the rules and let's live by them. they will start telling you, okay, how many non-Igbo people have properties in Igbo land? I haven't seen anybody that has come to my village, Amobia, which is in Okasa local government, and said he wants to buy a piece of land. And they tell him, no, you are from the north, we won't sell to you. There are people who have the desire to settle where they come into. They want to live there. There are people who don't have the desire to settle. They've come there probably as traders and are looking at their home, which is their taproot.
Okay.
So they don't want to invest in that place. Take, for example, the international oil companies. Which investment have they made in this country? Is that the kind of relationship we are interested in? Just come there, take the money you want to take, and go away. That's what the IOCs do. They don't invest. Everything they do here, they rent. They can give you money to build a house and they'll rent the house. They don't want to own it. Because when they want to go, they want to just pack their briefcase and leave. They don't find themselves as part of the environment. But the movement comes to a place and they believes that he is part and parcel of that place. And that is what I think the rest of Nigeria does not want.
Do you believe in one Nigeria?
Yes, I do, but not as presently constituted. We must renegotiate it. We need this whole country because business requires population, requires space. We need the entire country. But we need to renegotiate so that we can live in peace. So we don't always be killing each other. We don't always be at each other's throat. We will need to renegotiate our terms of engagement. It doesn't matter to me if I live in the East and I want to go to Abuja, I take a visa. It doesn't matter to me. Let us know the rules of engagement. You don't tell me you're a member of this country, you're a citizen of this country, and you have rights and privileges of like any other person in any place you go to, and then you get to a place just because you have bought a piece of land and people start saying, you have bought up the whole place, you came here and you bought up the whole Lagos and all, as if you forced anybody to take it away from him. What our people are doing is developing swamps and wastelands. That place you call International Trade Fair, it's wasteland. It was swamp. There were people swear that turned it to that. And today we've forgotten all that contribution. We are talking of illegal structures, what do you call it again, flood channels, and whatever. It's not that people should be building illegally, but they need a human face to negotiate some of these things. You need to understand the contribution the people are making to the economy. If this population in Lagos is not there, Lagos will not be the commercial capital of Lagos, of Nigeria. If this population is not there, why is a commercial capital? Because people come to invest because they know there's population. They'll be able to sell their goods. The population is not there. If you say all non-Lagosians leave Lagos State today, the economy of Lagos will crash. The same thing with any other.
You're not talking about the Igbos alone right now?
No, I'm not talking about it. Igbos form a large population and they form a large entrepreneurial population. That's why it looks like the eyes are just on them. But I'm saying if we are talking of foreign...
I want you to be very objective, not because you are, from the Igbo extraction. I want to be very, 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 objective. Because some persons might want to look at you like, okay, it's because he's an Igbo man. That's why he's talking like this.
I don't...
If he's from Benin, if he's from Urobo or whatever, he won't be talking like this.
I am objective. I'm talking like an Igbo man because I'm an Igbo man. And I continue to be an Igbo man. I cannot change who I am. So I'm an objective person. And I can see things from my own point of view. The other person should see things from his own point of view. And when we discuss it, when we negotiate, we come together, come to a meeting point, where we can interact in a friendly manner to mutual benefit of everybody. If for one thing now, Lagos State wakes up today saying, we don't want Igbo people to buy land and build houses in Lagos. We understand it as a ground rule. Nobody would do that. So I am all for Igbo people going back to invest in the East, because the place have been left undeveloped. It will also ease a lot of pressure on some of the bigger cities where they are crowded and they are doing their businesses there. I'm all for it. Like I said, I don't know why you continue to call him more powerful. I don't know who he is. I also know that that is not an identifiable person. So I don't...
Yeah, but it's a popular name.
Popular to you, not to me. I don't really care about who he is. I care about who the Igbos are. If he is a person, let him come out, show his face. Let's know who he is. Let him use the right names. I cannot be talking with somebody who hides under a smoke screen. I can stand up here and say, look, Nnamdi Kanu is a madman. He's doing nonsense. Because I can see the person, know who he is. When he talks, he shows his face. Because he believes in what he's saying. I don't know who is more powerful. So I'm not going to comment on what he's saying at all. As far as I'm concerned, what he said does not exist. I don't know if you get me.
Now, taking it further, I love this part of it. Or should I say I love this part of it? But then it's obvious what he stated. He said that the statement claimed that the dialogue was only meant to lure the Igbo traders in the state from changing their minds about relocating their investment to the southeast. Now, let's talk about that relocation thing that he mentioned. Do you actually think that the Igbos have the thought of relocating their businesses from, is it Lagos alone, or relocating the businesses from Lagos to the southeast?
Well, Lagos had become very topical because the pressure in Lagos became too hot, too much in recent times. There is no part where Igbo people are trading that is left. Look at Computer Village. There are problems there. Demolitions, chasing away of people, destroying their businesses. Look at Alaba International. Look at Trade Fair. I'm not sure it has got to Ladipo yet, but it's going gradually. And there could be a grand plan, because Lagos, there's a plan to make it a mega city. It could be a cleaning up exercise, but the people affected cannot see it that way because they are not carried along. Let me tell you something. If somebody has established a business somewhere and the business is flourishing, and government decides that that business must go for overriding public interest, what is so difficult in negotiating with that person? Letting him understand what you're doing, offering him alternative compensations and all that, and then go ahead to destroy the place. Look at this road they are putting, the, what do you call it, Lagos-Calabar Expressway, Coastal Way. You see the destruction that has been done, only for them to wake up and say, oh, we are relocating the road. I mean, what are we talking about? Why would the person involved not see it as being targeted? Why?
I want to reiterate my question.
Yep.
For better understanding. Do you think that the Igbos are ready, or are truly would really want to relocate their businesses to the southeast?
Of course, I think so. There are attempts to do that.
Really?
People are already relocating gradually. They tell them stories, oh, the place is not safe, you cannot invest there, is Lagos that safe? Can your car break down in traffic and you be able to get a tow truck to tow it away without having 20 area boys on you? who you have to forcibly pay? Is that the idea of safety? I'm talking of that minute aspect. There's nowhere that is safe. Don't people get kidnapped in Lagos? Was this man who's now been jailed not kidnapping people in Lagos, Festac and all that? What do you call that guy again?
Billionaire
Yes,
Evans?
Evans. Was he not operating in Lagos? Even though he was an Igbo man.
Billionaire kidnapper Evans.
Billionaire kidnapper. Was he not kidnapping in Lagos? So there's nowhere that is actually safe. The truth of the matter is that the government of this country has failed in its primary assignment to guarantee safety of life and property. And right there in Igbo land, communities are trying to protect themselves and forgetting the government. And that's the way the Igbo man is structured. He doesn't think of big government. He thinks of taking care of himself, his immediate environment, and his children. All those estates that are being developed, is government building those roads? Are they doing the drainages? Are they doing the water? It is the entrepreneur doing all that. They're not looking at government for anything. But when they finish developing it, the economy booms. So what are we angry about? Just tell me. If you are an Igbo man, will you feel comfortable that all these efforts you make to make the society good brings you only enmity?
But let's really dig deep into this security issue in the Southeast. You can compare that of the Southeast with what is happening in Lagos.
Because of what you hear, not what is real.
Because of the insecurity is real. In the Southeast, we hear
excuse me, because of what the press tells you. I'm virtually living there now. There are occasional kidnappings and killings, just like we have here.
Okay, wait.
Just like we have here.
Wait.
Yes.
Is it Obi Kubana now, or what's his name, or what's his name, the chief priest of I've forgotten.
Kubana chief priest.
Kubana chief priest, right? Who relocated his own business from the Southeast to Lagos because he was citing insecurity.
No.
What?
He was citing where the money was. People that could buy his products.
Are you sure?
That's what he said. That's what he said. And go and check now, the same person is building the biggest coliseum in Africa, in Imo State. The same person you're talking about. He would have done it in Lagos because it started 2 years ago. He wasn't citing insecurity at all. Lie. He was talking of who had the spending power, the purchasing power to buy his products. He said those in the East, it's only Christmas time that he has enough people that have the spending power to buy his products. But in Lagos all the time, in Lagos and Abuja all the time that people buy. That's why he brought his business here.
Would you want to relocate your business from Lagos to the South?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a very straight question.
Yes, sir, I will. And I'm already taking steps to do that. What's wrong with that? Let me tell you, the taste of life is to live. If you stay in a place where you are always having palpitations because you don't know what's going to happen to you tomorrow or next tomorrow, or your investment tomorrow or next tomorrow, you are not living. And that's the situation in which we are in Lagos today. So why would we not relocate our businesses?
So, but I asked you if you believe in one Nigeria. You said yes.
Of course.
Why then do you feel you want to relocate to the Southeast? Why?
It's not because I don't believe in one Nigeria.
Okay.
It's because I find a hostile environment where I am.
Or better say, you want to just go home?
Because I will find a more welcoming environment there. I might end up being poorer, but I'll be happier.
What do you mean end up being poorer?
Because the purchasing power of people in the East is lower than the purchasing power of people in Lagos. So my business may not end up giving me the same level of turnover.
No, but I in commerce, I read that how did that man put it? What's his name again? So local parlance, normal parlance, they say where the heart is, that'll be where the treasure is. How did they put this in again?
Where your treasure is, your heart is.
The heart is. If you have the right goods and products and services and all of that, people get to look for you wherever you are. That's where I'm just trying to, that's where I'm heading towards. Yeah. So you saying that your business might suffer, we're looking at that. Why would you leave the urban center where your business is thriving well and you're leaving to the southeast where you know that you might not really,
Because number one,
okay,
we also need to develop the southeast.
That's where I'm coming.
We have developed enough of places outside the southeast. We need to now go back and develop the southeast. That is one. We also need to create employment in the southeast. It has become a necessity now. That's two. We also need an environment where we will have peace of mind. Do you want me to go on talking? Is this not enough?
I believe this is your opinion, singular opinion. Right.
Of course, what I'm saying here is my singular
opinion. Because I remember when you started this whole thing, you said it's your opinion. Because I'm going to open up the studio lines anytime soon to get to hear from Nigerians.
It is my opinion, but I can tell you that a lot of Igbo people share this opinion. It is my opinion.
Now, let's break it down. Let's go deeper, kind of. The southeast is underdeveloped.
Yes.
And you discover that those who developed other states, other local government areas, other villages, other towns, and all of that are Igbos. Like I told you.
No,
my own
not
place.
Those that developed, those that contributed to the development.
Fine. If you want to put it that way,
better.
My place, the Igbos contributed, all right, more than 60-70% to the development we enjoy today in my own community. Okay, but when you look at the hometown or the home of these people developing other lands, other areas, you find out that they are so underdeveloped. That's one. Two questions in one, please. We know the Igbos as those who control wealth. You can't take that off the Igbos. You understand? They're business-minded people. They are, business-conscious people. They are, even if an Igbo man tells you he wants to face a thing, he will face it, no matter what it is. But now, if they control this wealth, they control, whether you like it or not, they're part of those who control the Nigerian economy. For instance, if you're shutting down an Alaba, you're shutting down the Ladipo, or you're shutting down a computer village and all of these places, you know what it will look like. We shouldn't deceive ourselves. Now, if these places, if these people have the money to throw around to set up great businesses, why can't they go back to their place? Or maybe let me not say go back. Why is the southeast these underdeveloped? From Ebonyi stretch to Imo to Enugu to Anambra to Abia. You look at the way things are and you say, man, but these guys have great buildings in Lagos and Abuja and everywhere. Why is that place so very underdeveloped? Talk to us.
How much history do you know?
As far as my head can carry, as far as I've read.
Before 1966, was
great.
The East underdeveloped? The answer is no.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
The answer is no. Before 1966, the East was not underdeveloped. But immediately after the Civil War destroyed everything that we had. And immediately after the Civil War, there is an unwritten decision of corporate Nigeria to keep the East down.
Say that again?
Yes, there is an unwritten decision of corporate Nigeria to keep the East down.
Why? in your opinion?
If I can answer why, then I'll be telling you that I'm part of those that took that decision. I can't answer why. But there is. Before you can have development of that level, there must be a basic infrastructure. The East was denied basic infrastructure from 1970 to today. You remember that when Igbo took over power, he decided to take all the sources of revenue of the nation to the federal government, which was exactly what the North protested against. But you found that each person that comes to power finds that so juicy, so nobody wants to change it. The federal government can decide that any state can be impoverished. They can decide that any state can be made buoyant. And that's why there's nothing happening in the East. Now, we have decided to ignore government, go back to the East and develop it. And our people are moving to do that. I gave you an example. I say the majority of the estates you have in Lagos, does the Lagos state government have an input? The answer is no. They're all private developers. And each of them is like a city of its own. Supplies his own water, supplies his own light, maintains his own roads, maintains his own drainages, maintains his own security. If we can do it here, we can do it in the East, and the East will get developed.
I recall the same IPOB, a couple of in 2023, last year, they were saying that the IPOB was actually directing the Igbos in Lagos to ensure that they are not counted in Lagos during the census. You remember this? The time is that moment where this census thing came up and the counting of Nigerians and all of that. So they were saying that Igbos should make sure they are not counted if they can't return to Southeast Nigeria for census, urging these guys, your people, to return home to be counted. If not, they should make sure that they're not counted. And I recall somebody was saying, well, it's because when it comes to voting or when it comes to some major things that they don't enjoy. So why are you counting? Because their number is part of, the numbers you get in Lagos will boost whatever. All right. And so if you don't bring these people to an inclusive table, why bringing them into census? I mean, what is your opinion on that statement?
Okay, first of all, when you talk about IPOB, do you believe that IPOB is speaking for Igbos?
Almost all of their statements you hear talks about addresses the Igbos.
I ask you a simple question. Do you believe that IPOB is speaking for the Igbos?
Believe or I know? Yes.
You believe so?
Yes.
That belief is wrong.
They are not speaking for the Igbos.
No.
Tell me. Oh, tell us.
If I tell you something about IPOB, the much I know, IPOB is a group of people who feel that the Igbos are so marginalized that they have to resurrect the idea of Biafra, which is a separate nation. Most of those people you see who are actors in IPOB never saw Biafra. They were all born after the war. Those of us that saw Biafra and understand the intricacies of the political cobweb in Nigeria are not discussing Biafra. Yes. We are discussing autonomy for the regions, so that each region can collect its revenue, pay tax to the center for maintenance of common services, and manage its people the way they should be managed, so that there will be easy development. In fact, I call it the philosophy of separate development.
Regionalism.
That's what we are discussing. We're not discussing
regionalization.
Yes, we're not discussing Biafra. We know what is involved in discussing Biafra. We know the kind of hardship it's going to bring politically, violently, and all that.
So okay.
But we know that a lot of the energies of the Igbo man are caged because they are not given the opportunity to express them. Why are they running away from the East and coming to every other place? It's because the opportunities, the infrastructure that will carry your investments is not there. It's not there. So for population leaving a place, who are you going to invest for? It's now that construction effort is being made and people are preaching it. Look, you go here, you're not wanted. You go here, you're not wanted. Why don't you come back to your home? You asked me a question, do I believe in Nigeria? I believe in Nigeria in as much as I'm accepted to be a Nigerian. But if I'm not accepted as a Nigerian, why would I believe in Nigeria?
I need a clarification what you said before you move on. That it is the elderly Igbos, those who witnessed the Biafran war, all right, the civil war,
yep,
that are not asking for what do you call it?
They are not discussing Biafra.
They are not discussing Biafra. It is the youth, the agile ones that are talking about Biafra.
Those of them
I'm looking
who, at the end
statement.
of the war since 1970, have seen that there are no opportunities given to them to grow and express their energies. Those are the people who are fighting. In other words, this fight you're seeing, Biafra, give a level playing ground. Let people prosper. Let people have work to do. Let security be there. You will not hear it anymore.
Can you help us break it down for us? Some people might want to hear from you because you've been analyzing for a while now. Regionalism and Biafra. You know, a regional system of government and Biafra. Some persons might want to like, okay, how do we place it? Because all has to do with your region enjoying the benefits of your region.
So why are you still continuing to talk about Biafra when I've told you that what my interest is and what I think will solve the problems? You see, the taste of life is to live. People are born so that they can live and live well. And when it's time, they die and go. It doesn't matter to me if I'm an American or I'm a Liberian. If the society gives me the opportunity to grow and express my energies, that is what we're saying. Why must I be a Nigerian if Nigeria will not allow me to grow, be happy, express my energies? That's what these young men are saying. That's what they're saying. They are not necessarily saying, and they're couching in such a way that they're going to the extreme, say, okay, we want a different country. What we need to do is to look at what actually is the underlying case, underlying issue that is driving them this way. You remove the underlying issue and that the matter is over.
Don't you think some people will opine that it is because the presidency hasn't been given to the South? Is that why people are talking this way?
No, don't come that way. It has nothing to do with presidency. The presidency, even if you had made an Igbo man president tomorrow, he will not be able to do much because the web tied at the presidency, he cannot untie it. I don't see myself as being more clever than those who have ruled Nigeria. And each one goes in with fantastic ideas and gets there and becomes a mess. There must be something that makes it impossible for them to do it. I don't believe each one that has gone there because he wants to be rich, he wants to destroy the country. They have good intentions, but they're unable to perform, maybe because of the circumstances of the office. So I don't even believe that if you make an Igbo man the president, that will solve the problem. No, I don't believe so. I believe the problem is structural.
So investing in Lagos now, for some persons, is a no-no.
Well, if you don't have long-term vision, it's very good. If you have a long-term vision, I don't think it's advisable until things really change. Until Nigeria decides that you become a citizen of where you have lived for a number of years. Until we remove from our official documents state of origin and replace it with state of residence. Until where you live matters more than where your grandparents were born or where your great-grandparents lived.
Some persons might feel you're talking division.
I am not talking division. I'm talking unity. And I'm saying what will make the country united. If this country sees somebody as a Lagosian because he lives in Lagos, sees somebody as an Abuja person because he lives in Abuja and has lived there for about 8 years and votes in Abuja and pays the taxes in Abuja, we will stop talking Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Ishekiri, Ijo. We will stop talking that. And these are simple things that government can do in its own documents. And we will start a process that will make this a country and a nation. It's very annoying when they say, oh, my area is marginalized because we have only one minister instead of 3. Even if they make 3 of your brothers ministers, so what? As far as I'm concerned, if you remove that, people will be judged for who they are, not what race they come from. In this situation in which we are now, we will go and bring an idiot and say, oh, Igbo people need one person in this office. So they bring an idiot, he's one person, they put him there. They don't care whether he's qualified or no. They don't care whether he will deliver or no. Let's stop all these pretenses, my brother.
Okay, now, on the other side, you know Joe Ibokwe?
I know, right? I know about Joe Ibokwe.
Beautiful. Let me quote him, what he said some time ago. I think that was last year still, a couple of months ago. He said, first, he said, the Southeasterners have been urged to take a cue from Lagos politics and stop making the mistakes of the past. One. Joe Ibokwe made the call. He said that was what he was the one who said it. He said that the Igbo ethnic group must kill the ideology of superiority. Just like some people will tell you, now because Igbos are feeling too superior, they are the one making the money, and they are the one into that business or this business. So they flaunt wealth. They make themselves feel superior than every other person, and that's what is haunting them, according to Joe Ibokwe.
I'm listening.
Your own kingsman.
Yes.
The ideology of superiority. He noted that it might take 20 to 25 years to produce Nigeria's president from the Southeast. I just want to look at that. Igbos feeling too superior. If you listen to an average Yoruba man, that's what they will tell you. Feeling too superior, too big, too loud. Like you also mentioned, don't you think the Igbos will also check that?
That has no substantial meaning to me. I tell you something.
Okay.
If a man has a wife he doesn't like, there must be a reason for him to beat that woman. If she puts on lipstick, he said, look at her, he's wasting my money. He will slap her. If she doesn't wear a nice wrapper, he said, look at the type of woman that calls herself my wife. He must have a reason. The underlying issue is we don't like these people. We don't like their ways. We don't like their entrepreneurial spirit. We don't like how they appear to swarm the place. That's an underlying issue. Not that they make noise or they display wealth. No. Let me ask you a question. Who displays wealth more than the Yorubas? Have you attended their parties? We learned to spray from them. We learned to throw grand parties from them. The Igbo man doesn't throw party in his culture. We learned it from them. So when you talk of display of wealth, who displays wealth more? So let's forget these things. Let's face the issues. Those are just diversionary discussion.
20 to 25 years to produce somebody who's going to come from, a president who's going to come from the southeast. Do you believe that?
Of what use is that? I've told you that I don't bloody care where my next president comes from. I care what he can do to make society called Nigeria a good place. At any election, I discuss the individuals contesting. Who is more likely to deliver better? Not where he comes from. I don't believe in quota. I don't think life should be done on quota base. I think life should be organized in such a way that whoever is good in a particular thing should be given that role. Whoever is good in another role should be given that role. We are not all created the same way. No matter how good you think you are attending animal, you can never do as well as a Fulani man with cattle. You can't. That is a natural gift he was given.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. In case you're just tuning in, this is Matters, where we discuss all that matters in Nigeria. Yeah, we go across board to discuss all that matters, and we do these every weekday between 1 and 3 p.m. every weekday. My name is Jude, Ikami Jude, and with me is Engineer Ben Aka. We're discussing, these basic issues, here we discuss some of these things people don't discuss, people don't want to talk about. That's what we talk about here on the show. Okay, so everyone, welcome. You're free to join the conversation via all of our social media platforms. We're streaming right now on YouTube. Just go there and type VOPFM and you are there. Get to the comment section and drop your comment so we can read it in real time. You can also watch us live there. Just just look us, just look our eyes as we talk. Okay, all right. I will want to open up the studio lines right now and get to, because I really want to do this pretty soon, so I can get enough participation, because we're all talking about, we were all gearing towards nation building, oneness, unity, inclusive governance, and all of these things. So that's one of the reasons why we're talking about this. So let's get to the phone lines right now and get your views, your take, your opinion, your query, and your comment. Okay. Now, first of all, you can send me a WhatsApp message. You use the number 081 717 56338. Again, 081 717 56338. And if you are calling from outside the country, or if you're listening to my voice from outside the country, you can also use that number. You can call in via that same WhatsApp number, 081 717 56338. Okay, like I said, we're streaming. Then let's get to the phone lines now. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Keep all of your comments very, very, very. You see how I'm hammering it, right? You know, go hard me to cut the call at all. Let it be very, very, very civil, and let it be very, very objective. Don't just call and say, because just talk within your mind anyhow. Just talk. Okay. It's a national radio. You can't just call in and just say anything anyhow. Okay. Radio is for everyone, like I say. I know I'm taking my time to say all of this. Radio is not for only you, it's for everyone. Thank you so very much. My name is Jude. Let's talk to you right now. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Kami Jude.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, this is Situ calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone. I greet you for the doing. And then I want to speak to Engineer Amade that was there with you. Right, I'm an Igbo man, first of all, and I have to disagree with him for some certain things he just laid out here. First of all, I will go to be Chief Governor Priest. What he says about that interview was a script given to him to read out for his own benefit of whatever he thinks. That is number one, given to him by the people who he think that, he have offended by throwing money so he won't go to prison. We know that. Two, Mr. Madi, don't you think, looking at you, you are a very brilliant and very hard-spoken man, very educated. Don't you think that you people have failed in Igbo? Why speaking now? Is it today that you people realize that Igbo are in danger in Nigeria? Is it because they have started demolition most of you people's property? Is it because you people are beginning to see it now that it's becoming military war? No? Now, you people are beginning to speak. What happened when all these things were going on? Since, God knows when they have been killing Igbo people from the north, from the west, all these things, you saw it. At least by looking at your age now, you're closer to maybe 60-something years. Now, then Nnamdi Kanu came out. This is what he has been hammering about. Okay? He has been hammering out. Despite he won't Biafra, fine. But inclusive government can sort him out and he will go back. But why didn't people speak and say, this is exactly what this man is crying for? But why did you people allow these Fulanis to be killing our people, raping them in the bush, and he was calling for you people to form?
He's not the president. He's just one man. Maybe you should speak for yourself. Maybe you want to respond.
Was that being directed to me?
He was talking to you.
I'm really sorry that, number one, I didn't allow the Fulanis in the bush, because he said, why did you allow the Fulanis to be in the bush killing people? I didn't allow them. I don't have the power to allow them or to disallow them. That's one. Then two, you shared one opinion with me that Nnamdi Kanu's and IPOB and all that idea is just crying about the squeezing out of the Igbo man from the setup in Nigeria, economically and politically.
Okay.
That's all they're struggling for. And that if that is resolved, the idea of Biafra will just die. That is being used as a weapon to fight for these rights. That's what I said. So you agree with me in that way. What did he say? Because the man was angry anyway. He's
an angry man.
But I'll tell him right away that he should calm down. If he thinks that it's too late to do anything now, would it be better that nothing is done? He's complaining about time. What are we doing since that they were killing Igbo people? What was being done at that time, maybe you are not aware, and I'm not aware. Let's not discuss it now, because people have always been on this track. But the important thing is that something is being taught now that may resolve the problem. It may not resolve it all. It's a continuous thing. If you try this, it doesn't work. You try another one, it doesn't work. What we are saying now, we believe it will work. It may not work at the end of the day, but we want to err after trying and not to fail by not trying.
It's all right. It's all right. Let's take more calls. Hello, good afternoon to you.
All right. Good afternoon. You can hear me today?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
And you are okay. And your guest here at the studio. So I am Mr. Peter, calling from Ojo. Now, you see the issue of Igbo in Nigeria is very long ago. Let me not go towards what had happened in the past in the north before the civil war, but like there are the hosts, your guests there on the studio, that say that it is a deliberate act that from 1970 that there is like a deliberate manipulation to see that there are no structures that can encourage some serious economic activities in the East. Yes, that's true. I can now ask, before the war, there was this OG power station. After the war, has that power station been restored? There is one in Afam before the war too. After the war, has that very power station been functional? So when you don't have this power resident in a particular area, how can there be industrial development? So all these things are something that you see it is a deliberate act to frustrate people from a particular region. Hello?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay. Okay. So it is really frustrating, and it will make you unable to do what you need to do.
Thank you.
So, but to me, I was born in the north. I know what I experienced. Like he said that he has been here in Lagos for about 50 years. Yes, now myself I'm 52 years here in Lagos because it was 1972 that I came here. But I know what I have passed through, and it is not something palatable. It is not. So with all those things, for me, I know that when people told you that yes, we don't need a more powerful to tell us to begin to focus.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your
we
time.
really don't need them. But what was done to us has made us our mind gone.
Thank you.
I want to tell you that myself now, my daughter, late last year, came to me and said she wants to buy a land here in Lagos. I told her no, it should not be so. With what happened, I know how I was obstructed from voting. I know the fate
It's okay.
of my
Let's leave it there. Thank you. Because of your time, our time, okay? Let's hear from other persons. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Choma Chibuzo from Oshodi.
Let's go.
Please, I want to say something. I agree to your guest.
Yeah.
He spoke well. What I'm trying to say is...
Move away from the radio set. Just move away small. Thank you. What are you trying to say? Is that all you have to say? He did not say anything. He did not say anything at all. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Ifani from Ikodu.
Okay.
I thank I appreciate the guests in the house there. One thing I want to say is that first of all, if we should be talking about the issue of Biafra, what brought the issue of Biafra in the first place is because of the same intimidation. You know, when we are talking of being one Nigeria, nobody is against it. But you heard what, or you know what happened in Lagos during the election, when people will tell you, go back to your state if you cannot vote for this particular person. Then are you telling me in that situation that we are still, that we can still be calling ourselves one Nigeria? Okay, see what happened in Idumota last month or last 2 months, that the place caught fire. This one happened there real. I'm not telling you a story. Where shops were cutting fire, and those bad boys started breaking some shops that nothing happened to them, bringing things, stealing things there. And they got to a shop that has their own language. I don't want to mention tribe. They get to a shop that is their own town person. And immediately the person speak language, they pass the person shop, go to other place, start breaking shop and packing things. And you are here during the election when somebody said, one of the ministers in this recent government, he said that they will revoke the particulars of those that are not citizens of Lagos. And after that, I am not saying that was the reason. After that, we start hearing breaking of houses, breaking of this, and they told us that it's drainage, they block road, they block this. Why didn't all this thing happen then? But after why did it start happening during the election? After the election, I mean. So when we are talking of being one Nigeria, nobody is against it. But if you want to be one Nigeria, let everybody be accommodated.
Thank
now, you said about why is it that... sorry, let me say this before you cut me off, please.
30 seconds.
You said that why is it that... sorry, please, just give me 1 minute. You said why is it that people decide to leave Lagos and pack their things down to East? The reason is that you can't tell me that I should be in a place that when I start growing and growing, suddenly one day somebody will come and scatter my things. So it's better I go to where I will be safe. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Let's talk to you. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon to you. Are you there? Can you talk to us? Hello?
Good afternoon, Julia.
Okay. Good afternoon.
It's Remy.
All right. Hello? Go ahead, please. We can hear you. Hello, Remy? Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I'll be reading messages alongside, okay? This person said, good day. Thanks immensely for bringing your guests to speak the mind of the most Igbo people. The Igbo man doesn't have to listen to Ima Powerful to know that he's not needed elsewhere in Nigeria. If I tell you my bitter experiences, time will fail us. We, the Igbo, understand our circumstances. Okay, Chuku Israel sent in that message. All right. Can I read some more now? Ajayi, you're saying something way different from what we're discussing, so I might not touch on your story today. Thank you so very much anyway for being there with us. Good afternoon. Your guest, James Ugbonna. Okay, James Ugbonna, I'm a strong believer in one Nigeria, and I believe in Nigeria as a divine providence. However, Mr. Jude, just like your analyst said, concerning his experience during the last general election, I was a party agent for LP, for both presidential and governorship. The election last year almost gave me a bad, why now? Why? Okay, he said he almost gave me a bad psychology of our elections with the bureaucracy that is obtainable in Lagos. I was manhandled and chased. That of the governorship was worse because they came out fully for non-indigens, especially for the Igbos. But notwithstanding, I believe we can restructure Nigeria to fit into the narrative of a true one Nigeria. James Obona from Oshodi sent in that message. This woman will not talk anything, they call back. I bet you the flash. It's okay. Are the Igbos welcoming non-indigens in their area? In 2018, I was traveling with my family. Vehicle got spoiled in Onisha, and the kids want to take soft drink. The kiosk close to charged me 1,000 naira for each bottle of Pepsi that my kids ordered just because we are coming from Lagos. Imagine what my kids thought about the Igbos. Let's see. Well, that's your experience, though. It's okay. Okay, let's see this message again. Igbos are entrepreneurs. Need seaports and functional international airports. Nigerian government, after the civil war, deliberately refused to open up seaports and functional airport to ensure on the development of the southeast. It's Nigeria's conspiracy, but God will see us through. Jerry from Barua. Okay. Sending that message. Don't worry, I'll take your calls, okay? Just trying to remove some few messages first. Okay, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. Okay, let's take some more calls first. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, Judy.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Mario. Calling from Pestac.
Okay.
Yeah, kudos to your guest there. He has spoken well so far. Just like he said, that is the mind of most Igbos. We don't need any more powerful to tell us when to move. What happened during the election is unheard of. And in the democracy, no place all over the world can tell somebody this is who you are going to vote. It's never done. Coming to what they are saying, they want to make peace. So I even got that letter, part of that letter, and that letter I was talking about, my boy. It can never be the same again. Let's remain like this. If the country is structured and it's not, the one thing I can assure our hosts is that you can't stop the moving train. Igbos are moving train. That is how it is ordained. So no amount of animosity, hatred, or whatever can stop their progress. Let them know that time has passed.
Thank
when
you.
People were being fooled. So that is just my.
Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. I so appreciate your guest. Somebody's writing. Bring more of this to the studio. God bless you both. God bless you. Can I follow your guest, please? follow him to where? Okay. I guess you're talking about social media, right? Okay. But then Chief Alfred from Ojo, give us ports and sea. Take our businesses down east. Joe Ibokwe is a use. No, don't use those strong words.
No, not at all.
Your guest is a true Igbo man speaking the voice of the Igbos. Okay, let's do this one again.
Give us.
Good afternoon. Hello?
Hello, good day.
Welcome.
Yeah, good day.
Good day. What's your name?
Sorry, if you don't mind, I would prefer to be anonymous.
All right, let's go.
Okay. I have 3 questions for Engineer Benaka, and by extension, to you too, Mr. Jide. First is Mr. Ben, Engineer Ben rather, made mention of when he was talking. Now, he made mention of that the Igbos who witnessed the Biafran War are not actually talking about Biafra, but the newer generations. Now, I'm asking you, you made mention that the Igbos who witnessed the Biafran War talk more of regional government. Now, I'm asking you, what happened at Aburi and what was the discussion at Aburi? Can you please enlighten or tell us what actually happened at Aburi and why you think that talking about regional government now would make any sense to Nigerian government? Please, Engineer Ben, if you can just tell us what.
He has 3 questions. When he finishes, I'll answer them.
You said 3 questions. You said.
Yes. Okay.
One.
Can I go on with the? Okay. Now.
Just say what you want to say quickly. Let's have it.
Okay. Now, but the second one is, why do you think that the Igbos want Biafra? Why do you think they want Biafra? Now, the third question is, do you think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is right in his cause for the quest of Biafra? So these are the 3 questions.
Okay, number 1, you talked about Aburi Accord. Aburi Accord was rejected by the corporate Nigeria. And I still believe that the contents of Aburi Accord will do this country good. And that's why I was talking about what I was saying. The Aburi Accord was discussing having the same country, but allowing each place to develop on its own. That's basically what Aburi Accord said. So I have no problem with that. That's what I'm still saying today. That Nigeria rejected it last in 1966 does not mean it's no more relevant today. It's still relevant today as it was then. In fact, it's much more relevant today. Then secondly, you are talking about the Igbo people of pre-1966 and the Igbo people post-1970. Number 1, the Igbo people who saw Biafra war have come to realize that going through a war solves no problem, but it creates more and injures more. That is why they are not discussing. They also understand better the feelings within the corporate Nigeria when the word Biafra is mentioned. They understand it better than those of you who are much younger. Then, as for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his message, I will leave that to you to answer. You that asked that question, because I haven't believed in his methodology. I might believe in the struggle for the emancipation of the Igbo man within corporate Nigeria, but I have never believed in the method he is using. There are many ways to get to. If you leave Lagos and you want to get to, say, Onitsha, you can take many ways, you still get to Onitsha. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's approach may be one of the ways. I don't necessarily have to believe in that way, and I don't believe in it. I hope I've answered your question.
Okay. Let's talk to this guy now. Hello?
Can you hear me, Jude?
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is Remy.
All right.
You're
Hello?
not factual.
What's happening to your line today?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try.
Your guess that are not factual.
Hello? Oh, Rabbi, we're having issues with your line today.
Yes, he has problem with his line.
Seriously.
This is second attempt.
Okay. Chinemere from Agbara. Thank you so very much. Let me try this one again first. Good afternoon.
Hello? I called back. So I was saying that your guest spoke well.
Okay.
So I like the way he spoke. And what I understand by his words is that we should focus all our business home. I love that word because last 2 months, someone that I'm living with in our my landlord is a Yoruba man, and he was saying that since we came into his compound, we are lean. Me and my husband, we are lean, but now look at that, we fat. That we should pack. You will not believe this thing. That we are doing chakara. We are doing because we are making it.
It's all right.
Their envy is like, I don't know. So,
let's leave it there. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let's take more calls. One thing I don't want to hear is we are. No, I don't like it. I really don't like it. You know. Okay, let me read more messages now. Good afternoon, please. I can't read this one yet. Uche from Aguda, Surulere. Thank you for your message. I see him. I am 99.9% sure that if we had if we had major seaports in the east, then majority of the Igbo population in Lagos would not be here. The seaports in Lagos are the major reason why the economy of Lagos is thriving. So the big question is, why are the Southeasterners being prohibited from having major seaports in their region? It's a big question though. But just hold on for me, okay? I will still get back to you. Just hold on a little. Just hold on, hang on there. He said my guess has been spot on. Divine from Ikoton. I'm 99.9% sure that if we had major seaports in the east, then majority of the Igbo population in Lagos would not be here. Okay. Thank you, Divine. Okay, let's talk to you now. Are you there? Good afternoon.
Can you hear me now?
Let's try again. Oh.
Okay, I have to change my network.
Okay, let's go.
Of things that are not factual. He said the Igbos are the most unwelcomed people in this country. That is not true. If you go to any part of this country and you find the Igbos, just know that place is not comfortable. And there is no place you get to in this country that you won't find Igbos doing their businesses across board. He said the Igbos were mostly affected by the demolition happening in Lagos State. That is untrue. He said 95% of them. That is untrue. I don't know where he got his data from. From 1990, if you have to go by the facts out there, we know those who got affected. And we also know whenever that thing happens is during election. That is when they come after the Igbos. And you know those who are after the Igbos during the election, it is the APC. So let us call things the way they are, instead of pushing this narrative. Because we are not helping the coming generations. Under Ambode, Ibejuleki, there's a place called Otodogbami. Over 1,000 people were displaced. It was a Yoruba-dominated area. So are you telling me they are Igbos? So many places like that. 24 communities were displaced under Sanwo-Olu, despite the court giving an order. That wasn't an Igbo-dominated area across Lagos State since 1999 till date. So when the powers that be want to take a place, they do whatever they want to do. So making it seem as if it is against an Igbo. Okay, tell me another region in Southwest whereby they are coming after you, aside from Lagos State. Tell me another place in the Southwest that they are coming after you. And we all know the reason why they are coming after you. Political reasons, election reasons. So the moment you want to make it seem as if they're against the Igbos, you are not making it factual, and you're not helping those who are listening to you, and the narrative will get to stick. And that is what I hear from some people. But they're not data to back it up. The house is being demolished here, even at wider here. You are mostly Yorubas. So saying 95% of people being the houses being demolished are Igbos, that is not factual. And the more you go about the narrative, the more it sticks, and the more your people believe that. So you need to help others by saying what is factual, not just conjecture. There is no place in the southwest, aside from Lagos State, that Igbos have been attacked. And it is the APC that are attacking you. You know that. So say it the way it is. We saw what MC Olomo said to the Igbos. We even saw what they did to Jimmy Agbaji in 2011. 2011? They said he was going to hand over to Igbos if he becomes the governor. That is the narrative of the political elite. Whenever it is election, the most married tribe, it is Yoruba and the Igbos. But it is whenever election comes up, that is when we remember the Igbos are this, the Yorubas are this. So let us speak based on facts. We shouldn't just run with this narrative, this bias. There's an agenda against the Igbos. How about the IDPs in the north? Are they Igbos? The most displaced people in this country are the northern people from the north. Are they Igbos? So the more you push, you are helping the political elite.
Thank you so much.
Divide and conquer method. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. Engineer Ben, I would love you to respond.
My brother, I think I agree with you 100%. We are saying the same thing, but we are saying that same thing in different ways.
Okay.
When I never said Yorubas hated Igbos. I said the government of Lagos. And the government of Lagos is APC. You are calling APC. I'm calling government. We are saying it's the same people we are talking about. The issue is that the government is APC, the APC is government, and they have all the means available to oppress or do anything to anybody. And if you need to get justice, it's to the same person who is oppressing you that you go. So you don't get any justice. You don't get any protection. So we're saying the same thing. I didn't mention Yorubas. I'm not sure you heard me right. Everything I said, when I said demolition, I said government. When I said, but you decide to call it APC, I am not too sure whether any government has ruled Lagos since the coming in of political dispensation. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much. Okay. Can I go this way here first? Let's do this one first. Good afternoon to you. Several calls jamming, I tell you. Good afternoon. Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, let me read these one. I want to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was kidnapped by the Nigerian government since 2001 and still in DSS custody till today, all because he is an Igbo man. In the part of Ima Powerful, whatever IPOB says is okay, but us Igbos, because our leaders in Southeast disappointed us. Thanks. I'm trying to understand that anyway, but it's fine. It's okay for us to be together, but my question is that can Igbo tolerate other tribes in eastern states just the way Yoruba tolerated them in all western states?
Yes, the word tolerance does not even exist. The Yorubas are not tolerating Igbos in Lagos State or in the western states. They are accommodating them. You tolerate a nuisance. The Igbo people are not a nuisance. Their existence within the Yoruba community is not nauseating. You say, can the Igbos tolerate other tribes in the southeast? The answer is yes. There are non-Igbos living there. There are Yorubas living there. There are Igbos. In fact, the chief dentist of Anambra State is a Yoruba man. He did youth corps in Onitsha General Hospital. He remained there to work. He's married there. His children are growing up as Anambra children. He's my friend. Anyway, other tribes live in the east. It could be different if other tribes don't have this attitude of getting to a place and getting acclimatized and believing they're part of the place and starting to build their homes there, develop there, is a different matter. But whether they're tolerated there, the answer is yes. If you go to Oka, the capital of Anambra State, the tailoring industry is Yoruba. If you want a good dress made for you, you go to a Yoruba tailor. not an Igbo.
Where? Where did you say?
In Oka.
Okay.
Yes. If you want a good dress made for you, whether it's Abada or Kaftan or whatever, you go to the Yorubas. They have they are the
In
best.
Oka?
In Oka. So they live there, and they don't get any discrimination. Nobody even says, oh, you are this, you are this. The answer is they don't have that critical mass like the Igbos have in Lagos.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Yeah, committee there. Sorry, I think I don't know. My phone went off. This is to calling back from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Right, committee there. I have my own way to deal with our people. Don't get offended. The reason why I call back is because of Engineer Ben. The world knows the truth. Everything the Igbo man is passing through, anybody can deny. People can call and deny, but the international community themselves knows the truth. Now, I'm going straight to Engineer Ben. I want him to answer us because we, the youth now, we have waked up. We have taken the lead from them. He can talk. He can say he's saying his own opinion, but his own opinion right now does not matter anymore because it should have been mattered when they're supposed to speak up, but they didn't. But now somebody came up and speak up. That's what gives him the right to come and speak as if he knows what he's talking about. He has no clue of what he's talking about. Why?
No. I won't take that.
No, you should have allowed him to exhaust himself.
I don't want to. I take that. No, you can't come and want to use words on my guest. No, I wouldn't take that. I don't like that.
Jude, these young men need to be educated.
Okay.
If he exhausted himself, I would have liked to educate him.
Okay, is that what you think?
That's the way we do.
But I want
most of these.
I want it done objectively.
Most of these youths are very violent verbally, but by the time you continue to talk to them, you are able to change a few. And I always like to engage them. I'm honest about it.
I like being civil. That's me. I like just have your way of speaking, not just want to say it out the way it's inside. No, it's a national radio.
Okay.
And this person is my friend. he calls so much on my show, so I need to quickly correct that. Okay. So if you're calling, I will give you 30 seconds or max 40 seconds to say what you want to say. Okay. I told you to always calm down. Okay. This one is say good afternoon. I'm Chinedu, chatting from Egbeda. I'm here suffering in Lagos because of what happened to me in Port Harcourt. Former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, demolished Ikoku market because of Hyper City supermarket. So it's not only in Lagos, Igbo people face whatever in the hands of government. Okay. Let's see. Is corruption a religious, tribal, or Nigerian thing? I think this man is sending this message from, is it US or UK? It's a simple question he just asked. Is corruption a religious, tribal, or Nigerian thing?
No, it's a human thing. The word corruption is English. If the English people knew nothing about corruption, they won't have a word for it. So it's a human thing. In every society, there's corruption. It's the level of corruption in Nigeria that is worrisome. There's corruption everywhere.
Okay. There's corruption everywhere. You're actually doing well. Good afternoon. I so much love the way your guests responded to your questions. So honestly, Igbos doesn't really wait for the government before making any positive moves in terms of development. In my village, Onisha, local government area in Ebonyi State, 95% of the street lights all over were being mounted by some certain individuals. So what we need in that Igbo land now is seaport. That's all. Godson from Surulere sent in that message. Okay, let's see. Just make sure your message is brief enough. I can read it quickly and get to the other one. Our time is fast spent. We really have to start winding up. Good afternoon, Judy, and your guest. What the Yoruba government did to Igbos was totally uncalled for, and it's the height of wickedness from the highest order. The government are saying we are one, but the government is actually otherwise. Good deal. KJL sent that message. Okay. Politicians have succeeded in dividing us. I hope Nigerians will wake up and act fast. We should not just exist, but also live in this life. Sheyi Cots from Itire. Thank you so much. I so much appreciate your guest, Engineer Ben. Okay. Engineer Ben keeps impressing me with his response. Wow. 100 words to the last caller. Perfect. I don't understand what he's saying. This one long go. Alex from Ikeja. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I can't go there. It's quite lengthy. I appreciate you. Yemi Onyekachi, Mr. Yemi Onyekachi. Okay, thank you so very much. What's his name again now? You didn't even drop your name. Thank you so very much. Anyway, Skyworld by name. Okay. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's do more calls. Just 2 or 3 more calls and we're done. Or maybe 1. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
Good afternoon to you this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for this particular program. I'm happy to appreciate your guest. And are you hearing me?
Yeah.
The only thing, all the people who have been contributing, and I'm new one from Demolition. People who have been contributing, they are just laying complaints. That is not, we are not going to complain about government. If I want to tell you the practical thing that happened to me personally a few months ago. You know what the engineer Ben is talking about. I just wanted to relocate from where I'm living to another apartment. I registered with agents and other things. All the whole places we went to, they will first ask you, are you Igbo? Immediately they see your surname, they will deny you. They will just say, we don't need Igbo. This is no matter of saying something on national radio. You have to put it the right way. I am in Lagos now. What I'm not trying to say, give my number, I can prove it everywhere. For someone to just have that mind of rejecting somebody at the sentiment, I don't need Igbo, I don't need Igbo, I don't need Igbo. It means that there is no effective law. There's no law. So there's no need of saying somebody is saying whether they like Igbo or don't like Igbo. I am telling what happened to me recently. So that's why I'm calling. Don't want to talk about government. That one concern them.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you so very much. Have a good day too. Engineer Ben.
Yeah, thank you for this statement. But I tell you something. You cannot stop personal prejudices. If it will make you comfortable, I know that in Anambra State, landlords will ask, are you from Ebonyi? Are you from Abakaliki? And they say, no, we don't want you. I'm not trying to make you happy. I'm telling you a fact.
That landlords where?
Landlords in Anambra State. They reject Ebonyi people. They reject Abakaliki people. So you being rejected by certain landlords is not a big deal. There are others that will accept you. It's not that the entire Yorubas came together and say at a meeting, nobody should allow an Igbo man live in his house. If Mr. A rejects you because they don't like Igbo people, go to Mr. B. Mr. B will take you. Thank you very much. That's not a big issue.
I think I love what you said. It's quite objective. I mean, it's straight to the point and full stop. Okay, I will take just one. Can I take one more? Engineer Ben.
Yep.
What is your give us your final shot before we go. Our time is fast spent. We have to run. How can we solve all of these challenges? How can we go back to civil school? The idea, the path of unity, inclusive governance, progress, togetherness. How can we get back to that track? Before you leave, please.
Yeah, before I say something, I will tell you that the average Nigerian does not want to know who is ruling him. He only wants to know that he's being ruled well. Does that make any sense to you? I don't care who is ruling. If the late Ahmadu Bello could rule Nigeria ad infinitum and there's prosperity, nobody will worry. And there's security, nobody will worry. But the politicians are using the bad governance to create a lot of division between us. How can we get educated to know? It is this kind of radio programs you're doing, television programs, people listening, and you educating them and letting them know that at the end of the day, the politician goes away happy and he goes away depressed and hurt. It's the average man that carries the can from all this rubbish we are talking about. It's not the politician. The politician wins all through. Whether he lost the election or he won the election, he has his way into the power to get the spoils of government, to get the spoils of war. So it is me and you being used that you come up together. Those who know, educate those who don't know. Those who don't know, accept the education so that we can make ourselves better. That's the way I see it. We shouldn't be accepting rubbish from people, telling you that are protecting you by creating quota system, by creating federal character, by creating indigenous system, by creating all sorts of things that divide human beings, divide Nigerians. If all these things are thrown away, they will have nothing to, they will have only good governance to discuss, and that's what is good for everybody. I don't know if I've made some sense.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much again. Tomorrow, I will be able to take all of your calls. You know, there's several calls I couldn't take today. Tomorrow, you have the opportunity to see, just touch on anything you want to touch on, but in a very civil and objective manner. Don't forget, tomorrow is an open mic Friday of the show. So I'll read several messages, take several calls. So forgive me if I couldn't take your calls or read your message today. Join me at the same time, 1 p.m. tomorrow, Friday. Join me, please. All right? Thank you so very much. Those who sent messages, those who called in, thank you. I appreciate you. My name is Jude, Ikami Jude. On social media, I am Ikami Jude. It's spelled Ikamijude. It's just one word, okay? Ikamijude, DEH. Thank you. Engineer Ben Aka, thank you so very much for being a part of the show this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm glad I came here.
I'm glad too you came here. After several
several appointments.
Glory be to God, you came today finally.
So now a bottle of beer.
Whatever you
to
want.
Close it up.
I will.
Thank you very much.
All right, see you guys tomorrow, and do enjoy yourself.